Proportional mathematics. Okay, so this is the type of maths that involve proportions, ratios, and all of that. Okay, so that's what we are going to be doing in this particular question, which is our channel question from one of our students. So it says 9 men did a piece of work in 28 days. How long will it take 14 men to do the same work? And B, how many men would do it in 56 days? Okay, so let's get solution. All right, so there are two approaches you can take in handling proportion mathematics, or questions from proportions. All right, so first is you can start by interpreting what you're given. Now firstly, we are told that 9 men did the work in 28 days. So I'm going to put it this way: 9 men is equivalent to 28 days. Okay, so if 9 men did the work in 28 days, so one thing you can do is to find out how many days it would take one man. And so if 9 did it in 28 days, so 1 would do it in 28 days times 9. So because assuming it was one man, the 9 of them came out, so they would have finished the whole work in 28 days. So but if one man is doing it, he would do the work of 9 men. That means he will do his own 28 days, another one 28 days, just like that. So, and that's going to be 28 times 9 days all together. All right, okay, so this is the first approach. So you can find the number of days it will take one man. And once you do that, you will discover that A is done. All right, so to now get the number of days it will take 14 men, so all you need to do is to now divide the number of days it took one man by whatever number of men you are now given, whether 9 men, 10 men, 20 men, whatever. So that means 9 men is going to take the number of days it took one man all over 14. So the 14 men will now divide those number of days, okay, and that will be in days, so which is going to be equal to, of course, here you can clearly see 14 can go into 28 to give us 2, and if you multiply you will get 18 days. So it implies that 18 days will be required for 14 men to be able to do that job. Now let's go to the second question, and the second question says, that's B, that how many men will do the work in 56 days. Now if you observe, you see that you can actually answer this second question intuitively. Why? Because if you look at this, you see that 28 is just half of this. So in other words, you are now increasing the number of days. So if you increase the number of days, then you will need lesser men. So and you increased it by 2, so you will need half of the men to be able to do this job. In other words, that's about 4.5. Of course, men cannot be half, so approximately 5 men will do the job. But let's look at how we can solve it. Now, in trying to solve it mathematically, now the one you are looking for, you will structure, when you are trying to produce this argument, you will structure that one to come first. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You said that 9 men did it in 28 days. So because it is men that days that is given here, so days should come first. So in other words, I would say that it took 28 days. It took 28 days for 9 men to do the job. That means for the job to be done in 28 days, 9 men are required. So what that means is that we need to get the number of men required to do it in one day, just as we got the number of days required to for one man to do the work in the first case. So here now, for one day, for the job to be done in one day, how many men are we going to be needing? Now here we needed 9 men to do it in 28 days. So if we want to do it in one day, that means we will need 9 men into 28 places. remember you need a bunch of 9 men for 28 days. So that means if I want it in one day, so I will need 9 men that will cover it for the number of days. That means one bunch of 9 men for one day, another one bunch of 9 for one day. That means that's for 28 days. It will take 9 men differently. So to now compress it in one day, that's going to be, you will have 9 men multiplied by 28. Okay, so if you are able to get 9 men into 28 places, they will do the job in one day instead of using the same 9 men in 28 days. All right, so haven't gotten this, you are done. So all you need to do now is to now get the number of men it will now need for 56 days, which is exactly what we did here. So it now means that, like we did it here, that for 56 days, so for 56 days, it means I am going to have just the number of men that will do it in a day, now divided by 56. Okay, so just as I divided by 14 here, I will divide by 56. Okay, so and that's going to give me, of course, this will reduce this to 2. Of course, here is 1. 2 into this will give you 4.5. But like we said earlier on when I did it intuitively, that you cannot have fraction when you are talking about human beings, because you can't divide a human being into 0.5. So that means you will need 5 men to do it in 56 days. Yeah, so the implication is that they will finish it up earlier than exactly 56 days, but it will be approximately 56 days. Okay, so and that is the solution to that question. It will require 18 days for 14 men to do that job, and it will require 5 men to do it in 56 days. That's how to tackle problems in proportions under mathematics. Alright, so subscribe to our channel. Do give a thumbs up to this video. We'll see you in our other videos. Bye.